Alright, I've got a new one. Here it is. It's for $20 and change on Christian Book. So this is one study Bible I've been wanting to get. So for the price, I got it in the NLT. It comes in others. But I figured I'd get it this way, and then if I like it, maybe someday the King James or New King James. Yeah, there we go. There's the ISBN, New Spirit-filled, NLT. I got the, as it said there, the brick red, silver page edges. Take a look at the box a little more. It's a 9.5 font. The commentary is smaller, like it is in many. There we go. 9.5 font if it wants to focus. So, Thomas Nelson, guaranteed for life. So it's a imitation leather, paste down, red letter. So we'll go jump into that. Here's what's called the brick red. If you got the dove and these grooves in here, fairly thickly done. It's a glued spine. One silver, like a gray metallic, that you can see it. Ribbon marker. There's the silver. Looks nice. The silver's nice. And I'm not going to show it, but well, you can see some of the glue in there. It is obviously glued, as I said. So it's 1.5 inches thick. Newest Spirit-filled life. NLT, Thomas Nelson. Not too much going on. Get the dove. It's, let me see if I can, 9.5 inches tall, right on, by 6.5. I said 1.5. There's the paste down. The red. And I'm going to kind of go through some of this, the contributors and all that. But up front, you get like the word wealth, like, because that's throughout. That's like in-text helps, maps, charts, articles, and they give you the index to find them all up front. And then they give you these throughout, the truth in action. You can just take it for what it is. You can see it yourself. So that's the title. Okay, you should have paused if you really wanted to read it. And there's one right there. Then they actually go into the truth in action. It gives you the index, I believe, for those as well. In-text maps. They tell you where to find them. Then they talk about the NLT a bit. And then you get into the intro. Author, there's a lot of info in the text. Context, date, personal application. So there's application stuff in here too. Focus, I say. There we go. Hey, it listened. So that's what you get. Then you get more introduction. And it ends with this outline. I'll zoom out there. And then you go into it. So, as you can see, 2 columns, center column, a reference, a paragraph, except Job, Proverbs, probably Psalms. You'll get verse by verse. And there's the 9.5, a little bit of ghosting, but I've been reading it throughout the day here, and it's not a problem to read this. Here's an example of me dropping here's an example of one of the word wealth. That's cool. Good example. They give you the Strong's concordance number. And definition. I'll zoom out a little. So after you get that, then you get an example of kingdom dynamics. I'll let you read it. If you could read that. So that in between, the format, the layout, I should say, is as such. You get little translational things there. Then you can see the commentary. The commentary is a smaller font, probably like a 5. It's not bold, but it's fine. It works. It comes out of the gutter, and I'm talking about readability. There's no nothing going in. You get a little bit of margin. Then when you can separate the references like this, I actually like when you get some room there. So there's the general layout. See, and if I open it up and give you a better view, see there's the layout. So kind of a typical study Bible, except you can see the Kingdom Dynamics and Word Wealth all the way throughout. Remember, the index is up front if you want to find them. In the back there's a lot too. So this is pretty much the layout. Let me go to further in. Oh, and you can see you get like a burgundy red chapter numbers, and then the pages are as such. There's a little, I'm noticing this more and more now. I mean, I knew it before, but I never described it. The inconsistency with the text. Like some areas you're reading, and then you're reading somewhere else. I was like, oh, why? Suddenly it seems bolder. So it's ever so slight, but it's non-uniformity. We'll call it that. Oh, all right, let me jump ahead. I wanted to go between the testaments, so because you get this big truth in action. Then you get a blank page, it's the end of Malachi, and then you get this, bridging the testaments. Get some burgundy letter, and you get this chart and a map. So I'm not going to analyze it and get some commentary. So that's between. Then you get the harmony of the Gospels. The New Testament words of Christ in red. That's how it's designed. Why am I shaky today? And Matthew, intro. This is the intro where they give you the author, date, theme. There we go. Author, date, theme. Keywords. Give you lots of stuff. And then that outline of Matthew. And then you go into the text, of course. There it is. Remember, it's the NLT translation. Lots of references on that one. And then there's the commentary. So let's dig into a little red letter. There we go. I don't want all the red letter pages. I want to have a comparison of red and black. So it's a fine red letter in my opinion as I sit here in person with it. There we go. I mean, the font's not too bold to begin with. 9.5 I've seen better on an 8.5, but that's fine. It's still readable, very workable. So, and then let me see here. It's kind of bright, so let me do, there we go. So, and it's red letter throughout the New Testament. So, I know it's not always focusing. There's Mark. So that's the format. That's what you're going to get here. All right. At the end of study, Revelation. There we go. See, sometimes it could focus. And then at the end of Revelation, you get that, you get your truth in action. Here's an example. Tap it, and then it seems to want to focus. If I'm going quick, pause it. Just want to give you an example. So then the blank. Then you go into these, I guess I'm going to call them articles, or somebody wrote a paper on something, and it gives you the title of it, and the title's at the top of the page, and of course you get the author, I believe. And it's like spiritual gifts, and that's why it's, spiritual gifts. So it's, and you go through this article. Some of them are, longer, shorter. One moment. Okay, so here are these articles again. It's not too many. I'm going to guesstimate 4, 5, or 6 of them. And then you go, when you're done with that, NLT, Dictionary Concordance. I have this in a large print thin line, but there it is. There's the print, small, some larger, bold, for then it gets smaller. 3 column, as you can see. I was paging through this, and just for the heck of it, and it's not like a comment on it, but interesting, they got first begotten, and they put KJV. Then it says Hebrews 1:6, the Supreme Son into the world. I'm reading through the phone. Anyway, I'm just pointing that out. I'm not going to comment on it any further. But anyway, I'm going to back out of it here. Okay, I'm back again. As I'm paging through this with the light over it, there's a little bit of glare or sheen, whatever you want to call it. Not a lot, but there is a little. I don't have the tools to really show you, but there's very little. And I'm directly under a lamp, but I do see it. Okay. Okay, so I'm just wanted to show you. I could count the pages, but there's my hand, and it's not huge. It's a pretty good amount of concordance, dictionary / whatever. Because then you go at the end of that. This is actually lined here. It's like you can start. Well, it's not. That's see-through. Good example. Because looking at it through the phone throws you off. It's actually the see-through, because you get a blank page, and then you get notes. As you can see, one column lined just says notes. If I remember right, it's 14 pages. I mean, 7 pieces of paper, but 14 pages. There. Got it out. So now we're at the end of that. And then you get like 4-ish maps. I'm not going to analyze them, but here you go. It's a flat, and it's kind of a soft. It's not a thick cardstock. It's thicker than the Bible paper, of course, but there you go. And then it pretty much just ends with a cardstock. If I could turn a page. Kind of get like a double map here or something. I don't know what's going on. Get my hairy arm out of the way. There we go. There's the end page. And the paper liner. There it is. There's the outside again. So I got it for the price. No, I mean, I probably would have gotten a KJV or an NKJV, but it's like 40, 50 or whatever. And I'm like, I know I can't really do that, but I shouldn't even have done the 20. But so here's let's see. I mean, there's so many pictures and videos like wash things out, but it's actually, it's a dull red in my hand, a darker dull red than it is on camera. Very noticeable, actually. But I prefer the dull red. Let's see if I can... because I don't want some bright red. I don't know. It's just my preference. But so we'll see what I think of this. I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to... But, I got it for the resource. A different perspective. A good price. I don't mind the NLT. I got it, It's fine. Been reading through some of it. I haven't read through an NLT for a little while. It's not a main one, so... But, I like variety. I don't mind looking at different things. So, the kingdom dynamics and the word wealth, I think that's going to be very valuable. So, I look forward to that. You can see a little see-through, but when it's not just text and it's, every page kind of laid out back to back, you have a lot going on. You're going to see things on the other side. Of course, you people there's a lot of red letter. You know that already. Otherwise, when it is paragraph, you got to kind of look for the verses. I mean, it's easy when it's red letter because the verses are black. But I suppose I'll recommend it even if you're not asking. I'd recommend it definitely for the price. I think it's going to be an interesting perspective and interesting tools, and see what they have to say about kingdom dynamics. So, all right. You're probably getting bored of me. Almost over 14 minutes. So, all right. Let me close it up. So, just one more for my library. I don't want to call it a collection. It is, but it's my library. I like having different ones to go to. I don't like relying on technology or a computer screen. I spend enough time on a computer screen. I like when I can turn all that off and read through. So, anyway, there's just one more look at something. Have a good night.